Hey there viewers, it's Charlie. I'm back again with another Transformers review. And today, my review will be on Energon Stormjet. Now, before I start, if you remember a few months back, I reviewed Constructicon Maximus, who was supposed to be Energon Devastator. Well, this guy is obviously supposed to be an Energon version of Silverbolt. Why they just didn't call him Silverbolt, I have no idea. But, as we can see, Stormjet here is a pretty Silverbolt-esque like jet when it comes to the colors. Although, I don't think this is a Concorde. From what I can remember reading on TF Wiki, this is actually supposed to be an SR-71 Blackbird. Which is only partially black, as you can see here. But, I'll just label it as fighter jet. Or, I'll just label it as jet. But having a look at Stormjet's details, we can see the back and the landing gear. Well, let's just say I don't think I got this guy transformed right, but there's not that. The reviews I've seen aren't really showing his transformation to jet mode. It's just showing him from robot to his combined mode. Having a look at the top, we can see the Energon crystal and this symbol indicating he can combine with the other Gestalt combiners. Got these little fins, and we got some minicom ports, which don't do anything because this is Energon, not Armada. And the underneath, which only has a little bit of robot shite underneath, well, of the arms and the legs, but no visible head, which is pretty good. Now, if you remember earlier, I said this is supposed to be an Energon version of Silverbolt. Well, for comparison, here I have Generation 2 Silverbolt. For comparison, I'm not going to comment on the colors because, come on, the original Silverbolt was supposed to be white. This is just the Generation 2 blue version. Having a look, we can see a few differences. For example, a Stormjet, the nose cone's a bit bulkier. The tail fin design is different, whereas with Silverbolt, it's just a singular tail fin. With Stormjet, it's two tail fins. On Silverbolt, there's more robot junk showing underneath. But they both have visible legs and arms. Only this guy has his chest showing underneath. So that's pretty much it for Silverbolt. We'll show a comparison of him in robot mode later. But well, let's just get on with this guy's transformation. So if I raise my camera up. Now, to get Stormjet transformed, what we're going to do is just fold up the landing gear. Take these bits and unplug them and just move them out like so. Take the jet nose cone and just lift that up. Take all this and just move that down like so. With these bits, move them like so if you can. Sometimes the ratchet can get in the way of this bit, making it hard to do. If you just orientate it like so, then if you can, pull out his legs. Then with your fingernail, come in and move these bits down. Then this is a rather unique bit. Take the nose cone, turn it 180 degrees, unplug that, and then just move it like so. You want to have it so that little tab plugs into that little thing there. Orientate his arms. Oh, and it turns out I forgot a step. Before you attach on the nose cone, you're supposed to, from what I can remember, you're supposed to fold these up, like so, and then that allows you to tap this in. Oh, well, there we go. Sometimes easier said than done. Fold out the little tail fins there. And come in here if you can. Fold that down. Move these little bits out, and you want to have it so they plug into these little holes here. So if you just excuse me. Okay, I've managed to do it, as you can see. And finally, the last thing to do is just turn his head around. And here we have Stormjet in his robot mode. And as you can see, his head's being a bit obscured, so I'll just lean him down like so for this. Yes, it's a bit awkward, but it's just so you can actually see his head. But first, let's have a look at the 360. So at the back, we can still see the Energon star port. And we can see that he does have heels, so he doesn't fall over that well. So which is a good thing. Now if we have a look at this guy's head. Here we can see that this head is actually a bit different from Silverbolt's. Because Silverbolt's head is supposed to be a white color, and here it's more black. We can also see that he's got this little gold unibrow, it looks like. So there's that. And we can see that his head is actually a bit... It sort of looks like he's got a bit of a scowl going on, although that's probably just me. So, how about we have a look at this guy's articulation, as this guy has not got any accessories. And in my previous review, Toe Line, I realized I forgot to do his articulation, but oh well. To make up for that, here's this guy's articulation. His head can go 360. His arms can move, and he can move these out, so Stormjet's able to T-pose. He's got elbows. You can turn at the elbows, and even, if you can, turn it at the wrists. Sadly, there's nothing at the waist. His legs can move up that far. Move back that far. Do the splits. Pretty well, I might add. This bit can move around. And he can move his heels and toes. So yeah, quite poseable. Now, for comparison, here he is in robot mode with his counterparts, Silverbolt. And as we can see, Silverbolt is much more blocky compared to the streamlined look of Stormjet. I mean, this guy looks like something that you would make in Minecraft or something. He's that blocky. Whereas with Stormjet, as I said, he's much more streamlined. Also, the jet cockpit ends up on Silverbolt's back, whereas the Stormjet, it forms his chest. So that's pretty much it with Silverbolt. And that's pretty much it for Stormjet. Nope, I am joking. This guy is obviously supposed to be a combiner. Now, normally, this guy is supposed to combine with the Air Team, which consists of Terror Dive, Wind Razor, Tread Shot, and Sky Shadow. structure, and they form Superior Maximus. Yes, unlike with Constructicon Maximus, Superior Maximus was actually able to keep his name. So let's try and do that, shall we? Well, to start, we'll try and do the head again, hopefully. Fold that up. I'll move this up for now, and I'll move these bits. Now, next up, we actually fold this inward, you see. Turn that around, and have it so the hole in the fist plugs into the mini-com port, which is sometimes easier said than done. If I just do the cockpit for now to get out of the way. And if we just do the same here. Yeah, just try and get it plugged into the mini-com port there. Next up, fold these bits up again. And then try and compress his legs. Then take that and fold it up to expose these little ports. Then plug that back in. Move that down. Lift that bit up. Close that. Turn that around. Here we have the torso for Superior Maximus. Now, sadly, I don't have the air team right now, but I do have a substitute, so if you'll just excuse me. So, instead of the air team, and if you excuse the brightness, I have this guy combined with Steamhammer's construction team. Now, the reason why I've chosen these guys, aside from them being the only combined team I have in Energon right now, is because there was actually an episode of Energon where Stormjet managed to actually kill Constructicon Maximus and take his limbs to kill Bruticus Maximus. So I'm just basing it off that scene. So yeah. But having a look at Superion's head, we can see that, well, it does differ a little bit from Superion. Instead of the golden horns that G1 Superion had, this guy more just has blue and white antenna. And unlike Superion, he actually has a mouth. So yeah. So if I just get all these guys off Stormjet. So pretty much this concludes my review on Energon's Stormjet. So, do I recommend this guy? Well, I'd say sure. Because, well, I find this guy rather unique. He's more streamlined than Silverbolt is. He's actually a little bit different from him, so if you want to have this guy in like a G1 universe, he doesn't clash with Silverbolt. Plus, the Superior mode is actually pretty cool if you have the actual air team instead of the construction team like what I had to use. Although, let's say you hate the fact that even though this guy is a jet that combines with other jets and is not Silverbolt, you do have an option. This guy was recolored in the Revenge of the Fallen line as Silverbolt. So I recommend getting that one if you really want a Silverbolt figure, but it's supposed to be this guy, if you know what I mean. So, that's been my review on Energon Stormjet, and this is Charlie Young, signing off.